Hey, everybody. I'm so glad you came to this virtual career fair. I'll tell you a little bit about Bangor Savings Bank, and then hopefully we can really engage in a dialogue. It's pretty hard for me just to get up here and talk without knowing what's kind of on your mind. But Bangor Savings Bank is located and started in Bangor, Maine, which is in kind of the center part of the state of Maine. And we started in 1852, so we've been around for a really long time. We're the largest community bank in Maine, and we have over $5 billion in assets. We have over 60 branches, and most of those branches are in Maine and New Hampshire. We're growing our New Hampshire market very much right now. We currently have 6 locations and building 3 more out at the moment. And we also have a mortgage office in Andover, Mass. So that's why we're here today. We're definitely wanting people in Massachusetts and people on the New Hampshire border to be aware of our presence because we've only been in for 3 years. So we have about we have again 60 locations, about a little over 1,000 employees, and 250,000 customers. So why do people what are people looking for? So what are you looking for in terms of finding an employer that you'll do great work at, right? So I usually find that the things that are most important to prospective candidates and to employees is you want to work for a company with a strong work culture where you can go to work and be your best, right? And then I think the next thing is you want to have work that is interesting and meaningful and can really make a difference in other people's lives. Then, of course, if you're doing good work, you want to get appreciated for doing that good work. Then I think people definitely want to have a voice, right? There's so many organizations, you go to work and management just tells people what to do, and there's very little room for having a voice. And so that is something that I see employees really wanting to do, is to be able to make suggestions, to make recommendations, to make the company a better place. Then, of course, people want ongoing development, and that ongoing development is about helping them, have a chance for future advancement. Of course, we all want to get paid reasonably, and we want to definitely be paid fairly, and we want to make sure that we have benefits that support us and our families. I think the other things that are also important to employees at work is having flexibility so that we can manage both our work and our personal lives in an effective manner. And then finally, we want to work with great people, right? We want to work with fun people, with smart people, and with people that make our lives richer. So that's, I think, what all employees want, right? So now let me tell you how Bangor Savings Bank does that. How do we make sure that we can kind of deliver on all of those factors that people really want to have at the work? First of all, our culture is unbelievable. And a lot of companies talk about their great culture. But I can tell you, as a human resources professional for over 35 years, who has worked in a lot of different companies, a lot of different industries, I can tell you that I have never worked in a richer, a more positive, a more just productive work environment than I have at Bangor Savings Bank. And I started as the director of HR, human resources, 4 years ago. And I didn't create this culture, but I work every day to make sure that we maintain it. What is so amazing about it is we have a promise to each other and to our customers and the communities that we serve that you matter more. And it feels like before I worked at Bangor Savings Bank, it felt just to me like a marketing tagline. But it really is at the heart of what we do every day. Every employee comes to work every day, and we take care of each other. I've never worked with colleagues who are so easy to work with, who are so cooperative. I pick up the phone, I send a message, and I get an immediate response. People are always willing to share information, and we work together to then solve issues for our customers. Everyone is really focused on take care of our customers. They're given the skills, they're given the authority, and they're given the autonomy to make the best decisions for the customer. A lot of times it's not in the best interest of the organization from a financial perspective, but if it's the right thing for our customer, then that is what we want our employees to work on. And I think what I love most about working at Bangor Savings Bank is that we have employees who are really proud of working. Just seeing people's delight and grateful, being grateful, and their true pride in working at our company is just heartwarming. And then our customers are so loyal to us. And it's just wonderful. Whenever I post something on social media, I get all these responses from employees going, "Oh my God, I love working at Bangor Savings Bank." And our customers, who I know as friends, will always say, "That's my bank. We love Bangor Savings Bank." So working for a company where employees love and want to go to work every day, where they're proud of where they work, customers who are proud and are really loyal to you as a company, those are the kinds of companies you want to work for, right? And that's one of the things that I feel Bangor Savings Bank offers that some other organizations may not offer. And I'm not just kind of saying this, I mean, I'm telling you stories, but even people in Massachusetts, Connecticut, New York, New Jersey, family and friends there, will, when I see them, they'll say, "Wow, you work for such a great company." I'm like, "Well, how would you know that, right? You're not in Maine, you don't see what I do every day. How do you know that I work for a great company?" And their response to me is, "We can tell by the way that you treat each other on social media, the way your customers get excited about little things that you're doing in the community. That shows us that you work for a great company." And so You Matter More is really, again, about each other. It's about our customers, and it's about our community. We give over about $2.5 million every year to nonprofits in the organization, and every single employee at our company receives much time off to be able to volunteer during work time. So last year we gave over 150,000 hours of volunteer work that employees were paid to do this on their work time, because we believe in the communities that we serve. I think, again, I don't want you to just think, "Oh, of course he's saying this, he works there." I want you to understand that, there's some fact that's based upon this amazing culture that I'm talking about. We actually, for the second year in a row, were named one of the world's best banks, by Forbes magazine. And we were ranked as the 7th best bank in the United States by an independent organization, Forbes, because of our financial strength, because our commitment to our employees, our customers, and our community, and because of the decisions that we make and the innovation that we're doing every day. So that's a pretty impressive thing. But again, it's not just Forbes magazine, also J.D. Power. We have been rated the #1 best bank in New England by J.D. Power 5 of the last 6 years. So this means that our customer loyalty and our customer satisfaction is at a really high end. So even though we're a pretty small bank, headquartered in Bangor, Maine, we are having the highest level of customer loyalty and satisfaction in all of New England. And then finally, we've been on Maine's Best Places to Work for the last 12 years. We have about 95% employee engagement. That is a high level of people saying, "We really love working here, and we are so confident in our company, we are willing to recommend it to our family and friends." So that's really kind of what engagement does. And are people willing to do more than what's even being asked of them is a part of employee engagement. So that's just kind of an example of what our culture is about. And I hope you can see my excitement, and I hope you can see that we have a really great track record. So again, why banking, right? I know one of the biggest challenges, I am responsible for our student programs, our internship programs. We have a management trainee program that I oversee, and I do college relations for the bank. And I know a lot of times when I'm working with young people, they're like, "Why would I want to be in banking? It's so boring." And so again, if you've ever worked in banking, then you know how exciting it can be. If you've never worked in banking, I understand why you might be a little apprehensive as to what would banking be the right place for me. Well, as you can tell, I'm a pretty outgoing person. I would say I'm a pretty progressive person, pretty innovative, and very, very animated. And my view of banking before I entered it 12 years ago was that it was kind of a slow-moving, conservative, sort of, just stodgy type of thing where people wear suits. And I haven't worn a suit or a tie in years. And even my first experience, my first interview with a bank, it was pretty boring. I called it my beige experience. I interviewed somebody that had a beige suit on in a beige office with beige furniture. And I kind of view myself as much more vibrant, kind of view myself as kind of a purple or a magenta. So I'm like, yeah, I'm never going to fit in this really quiet, slow moving culture. But thankfully, I gave it some more shots and I interviewed. And this was not my current bank, this was another bank. And I'm really glad I entered the banking world. First of all, there's a lot of different jobs. So a lot of people think of the jobs in banking are tellers or kind of these, bankers that do some mysterious thing. Every kind of job imaginable takes place at a bank. We have 1,000 employees and we have hundreds of different job titles in our bank. So it's really hard to explain all the jobs in detail. But what I can describe for you is we're not looking for a person with a certain background. In colleges, they're like, oh, you're looking for finance majors. No, we'll look for any major. What we're looking for are people who like people. So if you like to work with people and you're a kind-hearted person and you're a person of integrity who wants to work with people to help have their aspirations and dreams come true through having savings and being able to get loans to purchase specific things, then banking is the right industry for you. So if we're all about building relationships and we're all about making people's lives better. So that's kind of what banking is about. And there's all kinds of different ways to do it within the jobs that we do. So I really hope that you'll consider it if it's an industry you had never thought about before, or you don't have experience in it. That doesn't matter. We have taken people from every industry. Prior to being in banking, I actually worked in healthcare. And there's a really great correlation between healthcare and banking. We're both regulated industries. And it was a pretty easy transition for me to do that. And I had been in nonprofits and corporate America before that. So again, it's very easy to move into the banking field as long as you really care about people and want to make a difference in your community. I think probably we're kind of running out of time here, but we do some amazing stuff with recognition and voice. My job is about really looking at ensuring that we bring in diverse employees with different points of view. So that's really important to us. We really want to represent the communities that we serve. And so part of my job is to make sure we're diversifying our workforce, but it's also about making sure that we're building a culture of innovation. And the only way to create change and innovation is through having people with a lot of different voices. So we're really looking for people to come forth, to be their authentic self, and to really make a difference within our culture. Obviously, you would expect pay and benefits to be pretty strong, especially the financial benefits within a bank. And that's all really good, but I think more than just what are the specific benefits, that if we can certainly send you that information if you want to know specifics. But I think to me, what really shows our commitment to our employees' well-being is that when COVID started and we had to send a lot of our employees home to work from home for the first time, which was pretty unusual for a bank, the first thing our CEO said is all of your jobs are guaranteed and all of your pay is guaranteed, even if you're unable to do all the hours you normally do. So that was the first message that we got as a bank. And I can tell you as an employee and seeing my family and friends who were losing their jobs or hours were being reduced, it was really nice to know that I didn't have to worry financially during the pandemic. And I didn't need to worry about my position at all during this time. That really made a major difference. And it made a major difference not only for me, but for my colleagues and coworkers who every day did the best they could working in an environment that was new for them. The other thing I'm really proud of regarding our pay is that when I first started working at the bank as the director of HR 4 years ago, the average pay in Maine at that time for a teller was about $11 an hour. And we made a decision, a corporate decision, to having a living wage because we believe that people need to live. And at that point in time, 4 years ago, we moved to everyone in our organization made a minimum of $14 an hour. And then we increased that to $15 an hour. And even during COVID, we've increased now our living wage to $16 an hour. That was all done because we want to make sure that people can take care of their families. So rather than giving into specific information about our benefits, I think it's about the philosophy behind it. A couple of benefits that I'm really proud of are we have a very strong tuition assistance program. As long as you work 20 hours for us, you're eligible for that program. And we will pay for any major, which I don't know any other company that will pay for any major, even nursing or education, because we just believe in education so much. We also are paying for a lot of graduate degrees for our employees as well. We have a wonderful in-house training department. The other benefit I'm really proud of is we have a paid 16-week leave. So if someone goes on a parental leave, maternity leave, they're eligible for a full paid 16 weeks of leave. And that you're eligible for on your first day of work. That is actually a new benefit that we started last year based upon some employee feedback. A lot of our changes that we make are based upon employee feedback. So Bangor Savings Bank is, again, a bank about people. We're looking for people who like helping others, who have integrity to deal with people in an honest way and find financial solutions for them. You don't need to have lots of experience, but if you're interested, then you definitely should go on our website, bangor.com, and go on to our careers section. So I guess at that point in time, I'd love to answer any questions that people may have.
Thanks, David.
Thanks, Colleen.